Hello, this is Michael Tillinger here with some feedback and a bit of a report on our recent clearing of the Stone Circle ruins and the ancient sites. And behind me you can see the fresh evidence that our team, our clearing team that we put together, 7 people with brush cutters, chainsaws, machetes and all kinds of other tools that have come up the mountain, and we've now identified, as I mentioned before, identified a number of stone circles that we maintain and look after as often as we possibly can when the funding becomes available. So this is a report especially for those that have become patrons of the Stone Circle Museum and the Stone Circle Research Program, just to show you that your money is actually put to some good use. The cost of clearing a ruin is about $120 to $200 a day, just so that you have an idea. And this ruin behind me took 3 full days just to clear. There are 3 more ruins, or 2 more ruins behind it further down in the valley, and today the guys have gone up the mountain to clear some of the other ruins up the mountain. I'll take a journey up there as soon as I've shown you a close-up of the kind of beautiful work and effort that our team at Stone Circle Museum and the research program put into preserving, clearing and maintaining the Stone Circle ruins. So let me take you through it for now. This is a pathway approaching. You can see how it's been cleared, how tall the grass is around it, leading up to the plantation over there. Strangely enough, the grass outside seems to grow smaller and shorter than the grass inside the stone circles because of the protection of the walls. But you can see what a beautiful job the guys have done. Our team is becoming better and better at this. The more they do this, the better they get. There's a big perimeter. It's like a 3.5 meter perimeter that we cut around the outside, so when the winter fires come, they don't burn up right up to the walls, because if the fires come and they burn up to the walls, they crack the stones in the walls. So it's very important to recognize what has to be done. You can see on both sides is a beautiful 3 meter perimeter. And then also they have to get rid of the grass. What you see on the ground here is just the leftover, but most of the grass is being cleared and put on a pile. And the forestry guys come and burn it under controlled conditions later. So we leave it up to them. But these walls were just full of large weeds, some of them actually thick. Some of the stems have already become 5 to 10 centimeters thick. And here you can see what a great job the guys have done. I'm just so proud of them. Last time I was in here, you saw the previous video that I put out. You couldn't even walk in here. You could hardly walk in here. Let's put it this way. It was very difficult to walk in here because of all the blackjacks and the thorns that stick onto you, get stuck on your clothes. And now it's a beautiful sight, a great experience to come and visit, come and see, really appreciate the walls and the workmanship and the incredible heritage that we have here in Southern Africa, and especially South Africa, where I am located, in the province of Mpumalanga, right next to Watervalboven. I'm in the mountains above the town of Watervalboven, and this is one of the, I guess, prime ruins, you can call this, one of the great examples that we bring people to when we do the Stone Circle tours. This is where we come because this is a great example how civilizations build on top of each other, how civilizations reuse the same structures for their own purposes for thousands of years, and in this case hundreds of thousands of years. So this is just a quick report to show you that the donation money is being put to good use, not just being used to maintain and manage and run the museum, the tools and artifacts, but also to maintain the stone circles. The reason why we are doing it now is that we're going into winter, and because we never have enough money to do this on a monthly basis, we should be doing this once a month. But at this stage, we're doing it more like twice a year, which is a great shame because that allows the weeds to grow big, and it's a much bigger effort to clear it every time. But the reason we're doing it now is because the grass and the vegetation is really coming to the end of the annual cycle, and by cutting it now, we're only probably going to have to cut it again after the winter. Well, we'll see what happens. All depends how much rain we get in winter, and that will determine whether we have to come and cut it again. But we just play it by sight and by feel, and we may have to come back in the middle of winter and say 3 months from now to come and cut this again. So this is a nice lovely view for you of the Blouboskraal ruin, one of the beautiful examples of the stone circle ruins in this area, especially this one with its high walls, very different from all the other stone circles, the original stone circles, many of which still have no doors and entrances and are connected to each other by those channels. The walls are lower and very different structures, and that's why I say this is a great example that shows how civilizations build on top of each other and reuse the structures for their own purposes. Right, let's take a drive up the mountain and see what the team is doing up there. You can see they've done quite a big job here already. This was so overgrown, it looked like that side there, you couldn't see anything inside. And you can see some of the weeds have grown really big, and the stems are thick, and you need a chainsaw. You can't just hack it down, you actually need a chainsaw for this job now. You can see how big some of these weeds are. When I say weeds, I mean small trees. They're big. These things are. Let me show you in comparison to my hand. Look at this. This is a weed. This is not a small tree. This is a weed, and that's how big they get. They get huge. It's difficult to walk here now because you can't see where you're going. With all the cut grass lying everywhere. But this is what it looks like. It's a bloody mess. It all needs to be cleared up. Another vantage point from this side. The job that the guys are doing. Thank you for your contributions to make this possible. To all the patrons of the Stone Circle Museum. This is a big job. We need to do it more frequently if we have continuous funding. So share this with those that feel passionate and serious about this. Look at how thick this bush and the weeds is around the outside perimeter here. This all needs to be cut and cleared still. So yeah, there's probably at least 3 days work here just on this ruin alone. Thank you for all the support. Thank you to all the patrons. Please spread the word. Let's get the number of patrons growing. Let's get the support growing. The more funding we have, the more protection we can put up, the more research we can do, the more maintenance and preservation we can keep up, so we don't have to come back twice a year and deal with a complete jungle of grass and weeds that have taken over the ruins. So until next time, this is Michael Tellinger. I hope you enjoyed this little journey with me. Until next time, bye for now.